Yes, sir. So instead of talking about things that really matter, you got the country going crazy over abortion. And usually this pops up like every 2 to 4 years. So you got the male and female feminists losing their mind, jumping to the extreme conclusions in rare occurrences where pregnancies occur. They don't want to talk about the overwhelming majority of why people have abortions in the first place is because they don't want to be a parent, is because they're having casual sex, they don't want to mess that up. The list goes on. But in this segment by CBS, they're going to talk about males seeking vasectomies after the Roe v. Wade got overturned. You're going to have these liberal chicks on your social media, workplace, classroom, wherever it may be, talking about this is a fight for men also. Vasectomies are a form of birth control. All it's about, bros, is casual sex. All it's about is that people just want to have unprotected sex. Let's be honest and let's be real. Of course, we all enjoy sex, but that's just the problem. You got too many people that overindulge and they don't really understand that the true meaning of having sex is to procreate, but that's another story for another day. You got these males, these beta males, whatever you want to call them, that are going to go along with the whole narrative, that are going to go along with the liberal side of it, even if you want to dive into the history of abortions, eugenics, Planned Parenthood, the KKK, the list goes on. Those people that scream BLM, they just show you why they do just that. They really don't care. They don't care about the facts. They don't care about the statistics. They don't care about what they see right in front of them. But you're going to have males that go along with the narrative, have a vasectomy, and still take the chance of getting somebody pregnant down the line. But a male that just wants to get a vasectomy is just letting you know that he does not have any self-control. He has a weak form of self-control. He's not a pull-out champ, and nobody should aspire to be. But his pull-out game is not there whatsoever. So if he can't control that, what other aspects of his life can he control? Let's check it out.
The Biden administration now says that federal law will take precedent over state law when it comes to providing mothers with abortion services if their lives are at risk. Now, yesterday, the Department of Health and Human Services told hospitals they must provide such services for emergency conditions like ectopic pregnancies and complications of pregnancy losses, even in states where abortion is banned, with no exceptions.
At the same time, more men are taking action themselves in the aftermath of Roe v. Wade, turning to vasectomies. The number of Google searches for the word vasectomy peaked just one day after the Supreme Court's ruling last month. And now doctors are saying that it's not just searches. More patients are asking for the procedure IRL in real life. Manuel Bojorquez is in Miami Shores with more. Manny, I'm going to be watching this very closely. Good morning.
So you see that it's going in their favor because it's a life or death situation. It shouldn't be about having casual sex with multiple partners, right? They brought up the ectopic pregnancy. You got a bunch of people that are reposting posts with females talking about that instance. But like I said, it's rare occasions and they're still going to allow an abortion in that case. If it's not a life or death situation, then what is it really about? This country, just like so many people don't understand that they have a unplanned pregnancy problem. They don't go to the clinic to see if everything is right with them so they can have a baby. They want to talk about vasectomy because this dude can't control himself.
That's right. Good morning. We also spoke with a doctor who said the way he found out about the Supreme Court's decision that day is by the sheer number of phone calls coming into his clinic. He said they tripled their normal volume, and the number of men signing up for the procedure tripled too.
I just want to get a feel for why you feel so confident that you're going to be happy with your vasectomy decision indefinitely.
From his office near Tampa, urologist Doug Stein calls patients who are under 30 or do not have children to discuss whether they are 100% sure they want a vasectomy, a call he's now making more often.
We generally see about 12% in our practice, men who are child-free. And then we generally see about 12% of men who are under the age of 30.
And we need to know the percentage of those men that are actually having sex. You know what I'm saying? How many men What's the percentage of those men that are childless? Are they actually having sex? Are they one of those weirdos that go to trivia night by themselves and compete by themselves? Are they actually engaging in activities with the other sex? We need to know those numbers also.
The number of both young and child-free nearly doubled.
The two-doctor practice performs 6 vasectomies an hour most days. Some decisions not just made by men, but by families.
50% of our calls are from women.
I just need you to print, sign, date it.
27-year-old Thomas Figueroa says he and his girlfriend do not want children, so getting a vasectomy was always on his mind.
I've always thought about this decision. The Supreme Court did push me to finally do it.
The procedure, which blocks sperm from entering semen, is outpatient and takes about 10 minutes with about a 2-day recovery, as opposed to a female tubal ligation, which is riskier and much more invasive. For Figueroa, this is also about easing the burden on women who have had their constitutional right to abortion taken away, and for those who feel restrictions on birth control could come next.
I feel for a lot of men, especially for myself, that
How you gonna fear for a lot of men, bro? What do you fear for a lot of men basically not being able to bust inside of a woman if they want to? Doesn't that make more sense, bros? You shouldn't want to shoot up the club if you don't plan on a future with that chick. This is all about self-control. You want to talk about constitutional rights, but that right was not in the Constitution to have an abortion. Too many beta males are running behind the narrative just like this dude and wants to have a vasectomy at 27 years old as if, shit, maybe even next year he might change his mind, him and the chick that he's with. But just because they're living in the now, they're not thinking about down the line. Dudes, don't be a beta male. Have some self-control. Buy lambskin condoms. Stop trying to lay up with everything unprotected. That's how you catch an STD. Get burnt by some chick that's loose, and then you're going to be mad at who? You're going to be mad at a vasectomy because you can't bust inside, so you still want to ride raw dog? Dudes got to remember, back in the day, it was a blessing for these chicks to basically receive that raw D, for lack of a better term. You just can't be raw dicking every chick just because it feels better without protection. Dudes want to snip, still have the possibility of getting a chick pregnant, talking about I fear for men, I fear for myself. Yo, it makes no sense.
way where they're trying to protect their girlfriends, they're trying to protect their partners, they're trying to protect their future partners.
In Houston, Jordan Castro's post.
This doofus just said that it's a way to protect themselves, it's a way to protect their partners, it's a way to protect their future partners. What if your future partner wants to have a child? This dude is having a vasectomy for his current female in this society, not understanding that that might not be your partner in next month, in the next 6 months, next year. You don't know. You get up with your new partner and that person wants to have kids. What are you going to do when that person sleeps with somebody that didn't do the operation? Dudes got to stop letting beta males get in front of the camera speaking like this, talking about I fear for men.
Getting a vasectomy went viral. He did it last fall after Texas passed a law banning abortion after about 6 weeks of fertilization.
Really try to put yourself in a woman's shoes.
You got doofuses like this that smoking vapes before they get on camera talking like this. Dudes with no spine whatsoever that's trying to make it a trend to get vasectomies when this is all about a family issue. But they always want to put a divide between the two and talk about it's a woman's issue. But then they want to make it about men. It's on you. This, that, and the third. Because you got dudes like this that usually show up at marches. No spine whatsoever. Trying to make it a trend to get a vasectomy. No, it's about the value of sex. It's about understanding if you want to have a kid with the person that you're engaging in that activity with, unprotected. Too many people want to raw dog any and everything and realize why we're messed up the way that we are. A land of confusion, left and right.
I really think guys should take that into account and just take a little bit more responsibility
And while vasectomies are reversible, not all reversals are successful.
All right, very good. Do you have any pain?
That's something Dr. Stein stresses to his growing number of patients. And do you see this as a trend that will continue or just kind of a spike?
I think that maybe where the spike is over and we're tapering down a little bit, but I think we haven't tapered back down to pre-Roe overturn numbers.
In fact, he says they are booked through August, and that's as far in advance as they've ever been booked before. Vlad?
All right, Manny, thank you very much.
A lot of cringing in the studio.
We all had a reaction to that
Yeah.
shot.
Well, I didn't realize that you would be awake while the procedure is actually happening. I thought you'd go under the knife, even though it's only 10, to sleep, even though it's only 10 minutes. But
No, you know, Nate has talked about having a vasectomy, so I'm not telling tales out of school. He compared it to cutting off his sprinkler system.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Which
Hey, yo, man. That pretty much sums it up, man. You got a bunch of beta males lining up to get a snip and cut off the sprinkler system. It's enough of that, yo. I'm out.